She told me she was working late, but her online dating app profile said otherwise. Total Reddit betrayal. I remember my thumb freezing mid-scroll. It was late, nearly midnight, and I was lying on the couch, half watching reruns of The Office while waiting for her to come home. She'd texted an hour earlier saying, "Sorry babe, running late." New clients being a nightmare. And I believed her. Why wouldn't I? She'd been working long hours for months, ever since her promotion. But then, by pure accident, I opened Reddit on my phone, clicked into a thread titled Dating App Horror Stories, and there she was. Her face, smiling in the same photo I took of her at the lake last summer. At first, I thought I was seeing things. My brain did that slow, buffering spin, trying to rationalize it. Maybe someone catfished her photos? Maybe it was some weird glitch? But then I saw her bio, written in her exact tone of voice, down to the lowercase sentences she thought made her seem chill. It even had the same dumb inside joke she used to tell me. We'll trade playlists for bad coffee recommendations. My chest felt tight, my mouth dry. I scrolled through more screenshots people had posted, and there it was. Her profile had been active that night. Online 27 minutes ago. I didn't even realize I'd stood up until I heard the glass of water I'd been holding crash to the floor. We'd been together for almost 4 years. Met at a friend's housewarming party. She was standing by the kitchen counter, laughing too loudly at some joke about bad wine, and I was immediately drawn to her energy. She was smart, funny, kind, the kind of person who remembered baristas' names and bought blankets for animal shelters. For a long time, she made me feel like I'd won some cosmic lottery. Things were good for the first couple of years. We moved in together, adopted a cat, built routines. But looking back now, I can see where things started to slip. She got that promotion about 8 months ago, assistant creative director at some boutique marketing firm, and everything changed. Late nights, last-minute client dinners, work trips that always seemed to pop up the same week we had plans. I didn't want to be the clingy boyfriend, so I trusted her. I kept dinner warm, sent her encouraging texts, told her I was proud of her. But the distance grew anyway. That night, I stared at her dating profile for what felt like forever, my stomach flipping between anger and disbelief. She wasn't just casually browsing. Her bio mentioned she was new to town, looking for adventures and connection. New to town? We'd lived in the same apartment for 2 years. My brain went into autopilot. I took screenshots of everything. Her pictures, her bio, her active recently timestamp. Then just sat there, phone in my lap, waiting. The clock hit 12:30, then 1 o'clock. When I finally heard her keys jingling in the lock, my hands started shaking. She walked in wearing her black blazer, hair tied back, holding her laptop bag like she'd just come from the office. "Hey," she said casually, dropping her keys on the counter. "You're still up?" "Yeah," I said, standing up slowly. "Just couldn't sleep." She smiled, half tired. "Same. Today was insane. The new client's campaign." "Don't." I cut her off. "Just don't." Her smile faded. "What's that supposed to mean?" I held up my phone, screen glowing. "This." Her expression changed instantly, from confusion to fear to something that looked a lot like guilt. "What is that?" she asked, voice shaking. "You tell me." She walked closer, eyes flicking to the screen. The second she saw it, she froze. I watched her throat tighten as she swallowed. "Jake." "I can explain." I laughed, bitterly. "You're on a dating app, while you're supposedly working late. What exactly is there to explain?" "It's not like that," she said quickly, reaching for the phone, but I pulled it away. "It's not what you think." "Oh, please don't say that." I snapped. "Do you people take a class on that line? It's not what it looks like, right before you burn someone's trust to the ground." Her eyes filled with tears. "It was just for fun, okay? I wasn't actually meeting anyone. It was just curiosity." "Curiosity." I could feel my voice getting louder. "You made a whole profile. You used my photo of you. You wrote that you're single and new to town. You've been talking to people. How is that just curiosity?" She was crying now, mascara smudged. "I don't know. I miss feeling wanted, okay? Work's been stressful, and we barely talk anymore, and I stared at her, stunned. "So your solution was to flirt with strangers?" "I never meant to hurt you," she whispered. "I swear I didn't." "Yeah," I said, grabbing my jacket. "That's what they all say." I didn't sleep that night. I drove around aimlessly, past empty gas stations and quiet neighborhoods, until sunrise. My phone buzzed nonstop. Texts, calls, voice messages. I didn't answer any of them. When I finally came home, she was sitting on the couch, still in her work clothes, eyes red from crying. She stood up when she saw me. "Jake, please, can we talk?" I didn't want to, but part of me needed answers. "Fine. Talk." She took a deep breath. "I made the account a few months ago. It started as a joke with some coworkers. We were all drunk after a work event, and someone said, 'Let's see what kind of people are out there.' I didn't even plan to use it. But then I got messages, compliments, and it felt nice. I never met anyone. I just liked the attention." I stared at her, speechless. "Do you hear yourself? You made an account to get validation while you had someone at home who loves you." Tears spilled down her cheeks again. "I know. I hate myself for it. I deleted it after a week, but I guess it reactivated automatically or something. I didn't even realize it was still up." That line, "I didn't realize," hit me like a punch. I'd seen her active that night. She'd been messaging people while I sat at home thinking she was working overtime. "Stop lying," I said quietly. "You were online last night." She looked down, shoulders shaking. That silence said everything. I told her to pack a bag and stay with her sister for a while. She begged me not to make her leave, said she'd prove she loved me, said she'd delete every app, give me her passwords. But I was done. For days afterward, I felt hollow. Not furious, not even heartbroken, just empty. It's a weird thing, realizing you've been in love with someone who was slowly drifting away from you while pretending everything was fine. You start replaying everything, dissecting each late night. "I'm just tired." A week later, I got a message from an unknown number. It was a screenshot. Her again, new dating app, new username, but same pictures. The caption said, "Can't believe she's back already." That's when it clicked. She hadn't learned anything. I didn't confront her after that. I blocked her on everything. She moved out 2 weeks later while I was at work. The cat's gone too. She took him, said he'd miss her more. Maybe she was right. It's been almost 8 months now. I've gone through every stage. Anger, sadness, numbness, back to anger again. I deleted all our photos, but sometimes they still pop up in memories, mocking me. The lake trip, the concert, her wearing my hoodie in winter. Every time I think about it, I remember how ordinary that night started. How she kissed me on the cheek before leaving, saying, "Don't wait up, I'll probably be late." How I said, "Okay, love you." And she said, "Love you too." And then she opened Reddit. Here's the thing people don't tell you about betrayal. It's not just about the act itself. It's about the rewriting of reality that follows. Every memory you thought was safe becomes contaminated. Every joke, every "I miss you" starts to sound rehearsed. I don't even know if she was physically cheating. Honestly, it doesn't matter. Emotional cheating, digital cheating, it's all built on lies. And the worst part? She didn't even seem surprised when she got caught. Almost like she'd been waiting for it. I've started therapy since then. My therapist told me something that stuck. When someone betrays you, it's not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their emptiness. That line saved me. I'm dating again now, carefully, slowly. My new girlfriend doesn't hide her phone. She texts me good morning without being prompted. She shows up when she says she will. It's simple, but it feels like learning to breathe again. Sometimes, though, I still think about that night. About the shock, the quiet apartment, the stupid blue light from my phone. About how easy it is to lose everything in a single scroll. She told me she was working late, but she wasn't. She was out there, chasing strangers' attention, convincing herself it meant something. And maybe, in her own broken way, she thought it did. But for me, it meant one thing only. Our story ended the moment her profile went live.